Ever feel like the world's run by these invisible forces?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not invisible, but definitely forces we don't always understand.
Yeah.
Well, today we're tackling one that's shaping like everything,
Hmm.
from how you get a ride to how businesses become these like billion-dollar empires,
Right.
network effects.
It's true. We're in an age where it's not enough to just build a cool product.
Yeah.
It's about building a network, a whole ecosystem around that product.
Right.
That's where the real magic happens.
And to kind of unravel that magic for us, we're tapping into the wisdom of Kamyar Shah and his book, Network Effects Optimization in Platform Economies.
Great book.
This isn't just some, like, theoretical mumbo-jumbo either.
No.
Shah's been knee-deep in this world for over 25 years.
Yeah.
From e-commerce to the frontiers of medical tech.
Exactly. Kamyar's not just an academic. He's been in the trenches.
Right.
So when he talks about optimizing network effects, it's coming from a place of real-world experience,
Totally.
which is invaluable for you as you navigate this landscape.
Absolutely. So no better guide to have in our corner, right? Now, Shaw kicks things off by tackling this thing called multi-sided platforms.
Okay.
It sounds kind of complicated, but honestly, you encounter these every day.
Think about it this way. You're trying to hail a ride.
Yeah.
What do you need? Not just a car, but a driver who's actually ready to pick you up.
Right, right.
And on the flip side, that driver needs someone who wants a ride.
Of course.
See, two distinct groups needing each other.
Yeah.
That's a multi-sided platform in action, and Uber's a classic example.
So instead of like wandering the streets hoping to bump into a willing driver, talk about inefficient,
Right.
a platform like Uber swoops in to connect the dots.
Precisely. Platforms like Uber act as this central hub,
Yeah.
connecting these different groups who benefit from interacting with each other. But here's where it gets tricky. You need both sides on board to make it work.
Right.
Shaw calls this the chicken and egg problem.
Right. It's like trying to start a marketplace with no buyers or sellers.
Exactly.
A ghost town doesn't attract too many new residents. So how do platforms get past this initial hurdle?
Well, Shaw points out that sometimes it's about strategically incentivizing one side to attract the other.
Okay.
Ever notice how new ride-sharing apps often offer discounts or bonuses to drivers just for signing up?
Yeah.
That's them trying to jumpstart that side of the platform.
Ah, so they're priming the pump, getting those cars on the road, so when we need a ride, boom. Options galore. Makes sense.
Exactly.
And I bet this applies way beyond just ride sharing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Think about e-commerce.
Okay.
A platform like Amazon needs a massive catalog of products to attract buyers, right?
Right.
But to get those sellers on board early on, they might offer lower fees or prime placement in search results.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like building a bustling market stall.
Yeah.
You might need to offer a few initial deals to get the crowds interested. But once the buzz starts, everyone wants in. And speaking of buzz, let's talk about going viral.
Okay, yeah.
Shaw breaks down this concept of the viral coefficient.
Ah, yes, the holy grail of growth hacking. You want that viral coefficient to be greater than 1. It's all about how many new users each existing user brings in.
Right.
If each person tells 2 friends, and they tell 2 friends, and so on,
Yeah.
you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
That's exponential growth.
It's like a digital chain reaction. But it's not just about crossing your fingers and hoping your app becomes the next big thing, right?
Right,
Shaw lays out some specific strategies for making things go viral.
exactly. One of the key things Shaw highlights is the power of referral programs. Remember those invite a friend, get a free month offers.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just generosity, it's smart business.
It's true. Those referral bonuses can be, like, seriously tempting.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I'm that friend who won't stop raving about a new app. But Shaw digs deeper than just, freebies, right?
Right.
What other tricks are up his sleeve for boosting that viral coefficient?
Well, he talks about making sharing as frictionless as possible. Think about those share this buttons you see everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Integrated seamlessly with social media. One click and boom, you're spreading the word without even really thinking about it.
It's like they're removing all the obstacles between you and that share button.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, we've all fallen for those share-worthy memes and challenges that seem to take over the internet overnight.
Absolutely. And Shah points out that this kind of viral content doesn't just happen by accident.
Right.
Platforms are becoming savvy at creating content designed specifically to be shared. It's about tapping into those social currents and riding the wave.
Okay, so we've gone from attracting those first few users to, like, engineering a viral explosion.
Yeah.
But Shah doesn't stop there, does he? He takes us beyond single platforms to this whole idea of ecosystem orchestration.
Right.
It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does sound pretty grand, doesn't it? But it's actually a natural progression.
Okay.
Shah argues that the most successful platforms aren't just standalone entities, they're part of a larger interconnected web.
So it's not just about building your own castle. It's about, like, forging alliances and building bridges to other kingdoms.
Exactly. Think about how apps work together seamlessly these days.
Yeah.
Your fitness tracker syncs with your nutrition app, sharing data to give you a holistic view of your health.
Right.
That's ecosystem orchestration in action.
It's like having a team of specialists working together behind the scenes to create a seamless experience for you. It reminds me of how Apple and Nike teamed up.
Yeah.
Suddenly, your phone is your running coach, tracking your progress and pushing you further.
That's a perfect example of strategic partnerships.
Yeah.
Something Shah emphasizes.
Right.
By joining forces, companies can tap into each other's strengths and create an offering that's far more valuable than the sum of its parts.
It's like that old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. But even with all this collaboration and interconnectedness, I imagine there are downsides, right?
Right.
It can't all be smooth sailing in the digital world.
You're right.
Yeah.
Shah doesn't shy away from the challenges. One of the biggest he highlights is the winner-takes-all dynamic that often emerges in platform economies.
Ah, yes. It's that feeling that the biggest fish often swallows up the competition, leaving smaller players struggling to survive.
Exactly. Think about social media.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult for new platforms to gain traction when established giants already have billions of users.
Right.
This dominance can stifle innovation and limit choice for consumers.
It's like that old saying, the rich get richer. But in this case, it's the platforms with the most users and data that seem to have an almost like unfair advantage.
Right.
So how do we make sure this digital playing field doesn't become a monopoly board for a select few?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Shah suggests a few approaches.
Okay.
For starters, we need to be wary of platforms becoming gatekeepers to entire industries.
Right.
Stronger antitrust regulations can help prevent monopolies and encourage healthy competition.
So making sure no single platform has a stranglehold on the entire game, kind of like a digital referee, making sure everyone's playing fair.
Exactly. Shah also talks about the importance of data privacy.
Yeah.
You mentioned that feeling of the rich get richer.
Yeah.
Well, in the digital world, data is the currency.
Right.
Platforms shouldn't be able to hoard your data and use it against you.
It's like we're handing over the keys to our digital castle without even realizing it.
Right.
Shah is giving us a wake-up call here. What can we do as, users to regain some control?
Shah believes we need to become more discerning about the platforms we choose.
Okay.
Look for companies that are transparent about their data practices and give you more control over your information.
So it's not just about blindly clicking I agree on those endless terms of service agreements anymore.
Right.
We need to be informed digital citizens demanding better from the platforms we use every day.
Right.
But Shah doesn't just leave us with a list of worries, does he? He also peers into his crystal ball and gives us a glimpse into the future of network effects.
He does. And it's a future that's both exciting and a little bit unnerving. One trend he's particularly interested in is the rise of decentralized platforms.
Decentralized. Does that mean platforms without those all-powerful corporations calling the shots?
That's the idea. Shah suggests that blockchain technology could be a game changer here.
Okay.
Imagine platforms owned and governed by their users, where data is shared more equitably and power isn't concentrated in the hands of a few.
Okay, that sounds pretty revolutionary. It's like going from a kingdom to a democracy, but for the digital world. What else does Shah see on the horizon?
Well, he also talks about the growing influence of artificial intelligence, or AI. We're already seeing AI personalize our recommendations.
Yeah.
But Shah believes it will play an even bigger role in optimizing platforms, automating tasks, and even facilitating interactions between users.
Yeah. So picture this. AI matching you with the perfect product, service, or even a new friend based on your unique needs and preferences.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal assistant who knows you better than you know yourself.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
But Shah stresses the importance of ethical considerations.
Right.
We need to ensure AI is used responsibly and doesn't end up reinforcing existing biases or creating new problems.
It's like we're writing the rule book for a whole new way of interacting, working, and even thinking in this interconnected world. It's both exhilarating and a bit daunting, right?
Absolutely. But that's the thing about network effects. They're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing experiment, and we're all part of it.
So next time you open your favorite app, remember those invisible forces at play, connecting you to a vast network of users, businesses, and possibilities. Understanding those forces, that's your superpower in today's world.
It's about realizing you're not just a passive user, but an active participant in this digital dance.
And who knows, you might even be the one to create the next groundbreaking platform that leverages the power of network effects for good. Until then, happy connecting.